Hello students. Today's topic is measurement by gear tooth caliper. So we have discussed the measurement of various elements of the gear and we had left out only the measurement of the tooth thickness. So there are various methods for measuring this gear tooth thickness. Among them, the one which is most commonly used is measurement with the help of this gear tooth caliper, and this is also a very accurate method. So the illustration of the construction details of the gear caliper as follows. It has two scales. One is the horizontal and the other is the vertical scale. This vertical scale gives the position of the blade which can slide up and down. So this is the vertical scale. It gives the position of this blade which can slide up and down. When the surface of this blade is flushed with the tips of the measuring anvil, then the vertical scale readings will be 0. So when the surface of this blade is flushed with the tip of the measuring anvils. So here there are measuring anvils and the surface of this blade, when it is moving very close to it or it is flushed with the tips of the measuring anvils, then this vertical scale readings will be 0. This blade position can be set to any required value by referring to the vernier scale. So the blade position can be set at the required value by consulting or by referring to the vernier scale. So from this figure it is clear that the tooth thickness, so if this is the tooth whose thickness we are measuring, it must be measured at the pitch circle. So now the blade position is set to a value equal to the addendum of the gear tooth and it is locked in position with a locking screw. So at this point, when we are measuring the tooth thickness at the pitch circle, the blade is set to a value which is equal to the addendum of the gear tooth and it will be locked in position by using the locking screw. The caliper is set on the gear in such a manner that the blade surface snugly fits with the top surface of the gear tooth. So here the caliper is set in such a way that the blade surface is fitting on the top surface of the gear tooth. So here you can see the surface of the blade is fit to the top of the gear. Now the two anvils, that is these are the two anvils, are brought in close contact with the gears and the chordal thickness is noted on this horizontal scale. So this is the horizontal scale on which the chordal thickness is noted down. Since the gear tooth thickness varies from the tip to the base circle of the tooth, the instrument must be capable of measuring the tooth thickness at a specified position on the tooth. So here we can see the thickness of the tooth is varying along its whole surface. So this instrument must be capable of measuring the tooth thickness at a specified position of the. So here there will be the base circle. From its tip to the base circle we can see the thickness is varying. Here the vertical scale is used to set the depth, that is D, along the pitch circle from the top surface of the tooth at which width W has to be measured. The vertical scale is used to set depth D along the pitch circle from the top surface of the tooth at which the width W has to be measured. This horizontal scale or horizontal vernier is used to measure the width of the teeth W. By considering one gear tooth, theoretical values of the width W and depth D can be found out, which can be verified with the help of this instrument. So we have to consider one gear tooth and we can find the values of D and W, that is the depth and width, theoretically, and then we have to compare these values with that of the instrument. So as shown in the figure, W is the chord ADB. So here there is a chord A, D and B. So W is the chord ADB. But the tooth thickness is specified as an arc distance AEB. So tooth thickness is verified by this distance, arc distance A, E and B. So this is A, this is E and this is B. Also, the depth D adjusted on the instrument is slightly larger than or greater than the addendum CE. So this depth D is slightly larger than this CE. So width W is called as the chordal thickness and D is called as the chordal addendum. So because of this, width W is called as chordal thickness, D, that is depth, is called chordal addendum. Therefore we can write W is equals to AB, that is 2AD. So W is equal to AB, that is 2 times this value AD. So we know theta is equals to 360 degrees divided by 4n, where n is equal to the number of teeth. In triangle ADO, that is ADO, so this is one triangle AD and O. W is equals to 2AD, that is equal to 2 into AO sine theta. So W is equals to 2AD. So 2AD, we know that it is 2AD. So we can write it as 2 into, instead of AD, we can write AO into sine theta. So this is equal to 2R sine of 360 degrees divided by 4n, where R is the pitch circle radius. So here R is mentioned, that is OA is equal to R. Now module M is equal to pitch circle diameter divided by number of. So that can be written as 2R divided by n. So therefore R value can be written as number of teeth into module divided by 2. So therefore W value we can write it as, so we have already found W value, that is 2R sine of 360 degrees divided by 4n. So instead of R we are writing nm. So 2, instead of R we will write nm divided by 2 into sine of 360 degrees divided by 4n, where n is the number of teeth. So we can write width value as nm sine of 90 divided by n. So this is the value for the width which we have to find. So also from this figure we can see D is equal to OC minus OD. So here this is C, this is D, and this is O. To get this value D, we can write this small d OC minus OD, that is CD. Small d is equals to OC minus O capital D. Addendum is the radial distance from the pitch circle to the tip of the, so addendum's value is equal to 1 module, but OC can be written as OE plus addendum. So OC, that is this OC, can be written as OE, so here there is E, plus the addendum value. Addendum is the radial distance from the pitch circle to the tip of the tooth. So OE we can write as capital R, which is given here. So we can see OE value is capital R. So R plus addendum. Now we know R value, that is OC, is equals to Nm by 2. We have already found R value as Nm by 2 plus addendum is equal to 1 module. So we will write it as small m. And OD is equal to R cos theta. So this value OD, so here it is O and it is G. So this value can be written as R into cos of this angle theta. So thereby we can write it as, instead of R we will write Nm divided by 2 cos of theta, that is Nm divided by 2 cos of 90 divided by n. So D value can be written as, if you want to find this small d value, we have to minus these values, that is OC minus OD. So we have got OC value as Nm by 2 plus this module m, and we have to minus it with Nm divided by 2 cos of 90 by n. Nm divided by 2 plus small m minus Nm divided by 2 cos of 90 by n. So therefore D value can be written as Nm divided by 2 into 1 plus 2 by n minus cos of 90 by n. So this is how we find the value of this depth D. So this is about the gear tooth measurement with the help of vernier caliper.